All right, well, we have another referendum that we are watching closely tonight. Macedonia's prime minister is vowing to move forward with a name change for the former Yugoslavic Republic, despite a disappointing vote on Sunday. Now, with just 37% turnout, the vote failed to meet the threshold of 50%, and it's largely seen as a defeat for the West. Now, of those who did vote, 91% voted in favor of joining the EU and NATO, which is only possible if Macedonia becomes North Macedonia. The results were celebrations from the Prime Minister, and he says he'll push the results through Parliament, where he needs two-thirds majority. But the opposition, who called for a boycott, is also claiming victory. All right, well, we are joined in the studio by Sophie Enfeld. She's still with us, a Dutch MEP with the ALDE group. And also joining us for this discussion is Alois Peterle, a Slovenian MEP with the EPP. He leads the parliamentary group for relations with the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. I'll start with you, Alois. How big really is a division in Macedonia?
When two sides celebrate victory at the same time, this means division, polarization, and we have yes and no situation in Macedonia. Low turnout, formally the referendum did not succeed, but on the other side, strong yes of those who appeared on the referendum.
All right, but it's not just a referendum we're looking at. There's a bigger picture here, right? What is the significance? What is at stake?
I think that it's really more than just a referendum. But the main point was to get closer, to finish with the conflict with Greece, and then to get membership of NATO and to start negotiations with the European Union. With that result, at the moment, there is no perspective in that direction.
Okay, well, why is it so important that, I'll put this to you, Sophie, why is it so important that Macedonia joins NATO or the EU?
Well, I think, yeah, it is indeed about choosing, in what direction they're going to look, east or west, you might say. And I think with all its shortcomings and everything you can complain about, the European Union is still a massive peace project and stability. I mean, we like to complain about it, how bureaucratic it is, but in the end, I mean, we have created a continent where the quality of life is better than anywhere else. And we know that there are forces outside the European Union, let's say to the east of the European Union, who are trying to sow discord everywhere in Europe, and with a degree of success. And therefore, I think it's really sad that there is this division in Macedonian society, because I think together we would be much stronger.
And there's a lot of attention for a country of 2 million people, so clearly it is important in the geopolitical sense. What is the view? So I'll ask the same question to you about why is it so important for Macedonia to join NATO?
It's interesting that all 6 countries in different statuses wish to share European values and principles. They like to join, and this would be the best solution. I belong to those who are sure that there is no better alternative, and we need peace and stability, democracy, developments in Balkans. Thousands of people, of citizens of those countries are living to the west, and we have to invest into that region. If not now, then we will pay later. And I would like to add that also in Macedonia, positions, this means the government and the opposition, share the same ambition to join the European Union, but now when the solution is close, they are different.
All right. Well, Montenegro, just bringing in another country, Montenegro joined NATO last year. And this past July, U.S. President Donald Trump, he made headlines when he was asked if the U.S. would defend it as part of NATO. And he told Fox News, Montenegro is a tiny country with very strong people. They're very aggressive, he says. They may get aggressive, and congratulations, you're in World War III. Now, listening to that kind of statement, Macedonia, looking at this, what kind of protection do they think they're going to get from NATO with its biggest member, Donald Trump, the president, speaking this way?
Well, with Trump, you never really know what to believe. I mean, and very often he makes a bold statement and realizes that, he put his foot in it and then
but they are
retracts.
The biggest member.
Yes, but what he says is not necessarily always the policy of the United States. And for the time being, let's assume that they will still be a loyal member. But it's clear that within NATO there are very serious discussions going on about you know, the commitments and everybody's responsibility. And I think one, not specifically about Montenegro, but one message that the European Union should heed is that we should start taking more responsibility for our own continent, our own security, and not always rely on the Americans to, you know, to protect us.
May I just add that another former Yugoslav republic, its name is Slovenia, another tiny country, was supported by the United States and welcomed in as a NATO member. So,
all right, and bringing up, you know, Russia, when Macedonia said that, you know, they expressed interest, Russia said, well, you're going to be a target. You're going to be a clear target if you end up joining NATO. Is it worth it for Macedonia to do so, I suppose, in the context of Balkans?
For Russia, Balkans has been a playground for a long time. But again, I would say the best for all the players, also for Russia, would be if that part of Europe lands entirely in the European Union, which does not oppose but tries to share values and principles.
All right, and from the European Union's view, this is exactly where they're headed.
Yes, this is about stability, you know, on the Western Balkans in general. And I know that, you know, the Russians they're not very happy about all these developments. But in the end, I think we will be better neighbors. We will be better partners, as Alois said, if the European Union is strong. And we don't, you know, stability.
I don't think that's the view that they would hold, but...
no, but not in terms of military might, but in terms of stability, prosperity, respect for the rule of law. You know, that makes us a better partner for everybody.
All right, and just very quickly, what's next? I mean, do you think this is going to get through Parliament in Macedonia? Very quickly.
It's difficult to say because the situation is polarized. There is already in the air the idea of snap elections. I think that it will be very difficult to get two-thirds majority to change the constitution.
All right, thank you very much for that. Well, speaking